Kafka is back, buffed, and better than ever, and I'm sure you guys want to know the best build for her today because so much about her build has changed, and there are actually different ways to build her now because of what the buff looks like. The buff changed so much with her kit. She can now act as either a main DPS for dot or a sub DPS for dot, and those require two separate builds. So in today's video, guys, we'll be going over the best build for Kafka, her best teams, her best light cones, her best relics, best stats, and how she actually works. But I won't scam you like most. Let's go ahead and talk about her best in-slot light cones now. If you like videos like this, hit the subscribe button now, and let's talk about her best in-slot option, and that is going to be not her signature option. Who would have thought? Actually, it's going to be Cypher's signature light cone, guys. And that's because it overall just works better for her than her signature light cone does now, because it'll first of all be increasing the wearer's speed, but on top of this, guys, you can put a bamboozle state on the enemy, which will be lowering their defense. On top of this as well, guys, if her speed's over 170, but you want her to be fast anyways, you're going to be decreasing that target's defense by even more. So you're giving a lot of defense right to the enemy, which helps out your overall dot damage you're able to do, helps out the damage you're doing from her reprocking. So just overall, guys, this is her best hands down light cone by a stretch, by a margin even, right? If you didn't have that light cone, it's absolutely fine. If you have her sig, maybe you can still run that. I don't really recommend pulling for a signature light cone just because of the fact that I think that this one is so much better than her signature light cone. But other options you can run if you do want to spend some extra money would be the Battle Pass light cone holiday escapade, because what this light cone is going to be doing, guys, is going to be increasing the wearer's damage dealt by up to 32%. If you did get this to S5, I don't think that's even possible right now in the game to even get this, but hey, when you get there, 32% extra damage. This works very close to how Pearls of Sweat works by inflicting vulnerability instead of defense right on the enemy, and this lasts for 2 turns. So basically every single one of her attacks has the ability to put another debuff on the enemy, which makes the enemy take more damage from her dots that she's able to do and dots that your other allies are going to do. So very, very supportive. This can also work pretty well. And there are still light cones to go because she has a copious amount of light cones that she can use. Next, Good Night Sleep Well. This will be increasing her own personal damage by an absolute metric fuck ton. At S5, guys, it's giving you a 24% damage dealt increase up to 3 stacks. You're getting an absolutely massive damage increase from this light cone. Also, the Eyes of Prey light cone can work as well. It's going to be increasing the wearer's effect hit rate by up to 40% and then increasing dot damage by up to 48%. And with her kit now having an effect hit rate scaling to give you 100% attack, you actually get a lot more bang for your buck with not getting attack in your stats now, because now you're technically getting positive equity by running at least 75% effect hit rate. And yet, she still has more light cones that are completely viable on her, like before the tutorial mission starts, which gives her an increased effect hit rate. And if the enemy has defense right on them, like if you're running her with Hysilens, you're getting extra energy back, which supercharges her ultimate move. So this can be super good for her in terms of reprocking dot and reaching that 75% effect hit rate margin you need to be hitting. And then solitary healing is the final option I recommend to you guys. It'll be increasing her break effects, which you cringe stinky, you don't really need that. It'll also be increasing the dot damage dealt by the wearer after you use your ultimate move and giving her additional energy back whenever the enemy dies from that dot. So absolute cinema. These are the best in slot light cones you can use, guys. She really does have a copious amount of options of light cones to use here, guys. But with that being said, guys, with the light cones out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about her best in slot teams now, because she is the foundation of dot, and you'll see what I mean when we talk about her best in slot team here. And that's going to be a team with Hysilens, Kafka, Black Swan, and which is technically a placeholder until we get a better, like, actual dot sustain character. Surely we'll get that right. Anyways, guys, this is the best in slot team because it just plays so homogeneously with each other, right? Get the vulnerability and defense down coming from someone like Hysilens. On top of that as well, you have Hysilens enabling the rest of the team to give dots out from every single one of their attacks. Hysilens also reprocking dots. Then you have someone like Black Swan, which has Arcana stacks that build up every single time you proc a dot on the enemy, which Hysilens and Kafka are both able to do, meaning you're able to get to the max Arcana stacks with someone like Black Swan, which is an absolutely massive damage number. And then on top of this as well, you get defense shred from Black Swan as well. Then you're talking about Kafka, right, which is the foundation of this dot team, which is able to reproc all these dots that everyone's putting on the enemies and do this at an insane rate. So literally hands down best in slot team, but there are definitely other teams you can run. And let's go ahead and talk about some replacement for Black Swan, because Black Swan's not being reran here. Gamers, you can literally run Luke on this team and he'd be an absolute menace to deal with. Not only this, guys, if you didn't want to run Luca here, you could run someone like Sampo, you can run someone like Gwenifin here, and then both of them can also provide some type of reproc ability, right? Luca being second best in slot in my opinion here, because Hysilens is literally doing bleed, so Luca is bleed man. He'd punch and bleed the enemy. Cool, great, gamers. Outside of running triple dot teams, you can also just fit in supports to this role as well, like Ruan Mei, like Robin. Really any support that's giving you extra attack, giving you extra damage dealt, giving you extra weakness break efficiency, anything like this can really help out here. Tribby, also a really good option to run on the team here. And then this also kind of flows into something like a dot Karan team. Kafka is putting out massive amounts of debuffs now with basically every single attack she's going to be doing, especially when paired with someone like Hysilens. You're getting an absolute metric fuck ton of debuffs back, literally for the purpose of supercharging your Acheron. And when Acheron gets a buff, Boys, it is up. The Karan comp is so back. But that's all the teams that I really have to mention today. I don't really recommend her outside of a Dot team. She's the foundation of Dot, and that's where she stays. You don't move the foundation of the house. Like, you can move the furniture and the walls of the house, but you don't pick up the foundation and move it somewhere else. She stays in place. Everyone else can go, but she is really subjected to, like, Dot teams, and Karan can also work. Before Kafka steps on me for slandering her name, let's go ahead and talk about her best in-slot builds now. Yes, I said builds, because there are multiple different ways to run her. But before we hop into that, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now if you enjoy videos like this, and maybe you just got scammed by clicking on the timestamp for the best relic sets. But hit that subscribe button now if you got scammed. Hit the subscribe button now if you've watched to this point in the video through all of my copious words and the debauchery that I've been saying the whole time. Surely, right? Hit the subscribe button, and let's really go ahead and talk about both of her builds now. So build number one, guys, is going to be support Kafka build. And what I mean by this is going to be a build that is literally there to just support the rest of the Dot team. She is not the main DPS for this team. We'll talk about the main DPS build after this. So guys, the best 4-piece set for this build is actually going to be the 4-piece Eagle set. The reason I say this is because whenever you proc her ult off, she's getting action advance back up to the front. The wind damage here does not matter. You're literally only worried about action advancing her back to the front. This set is a bitch to farm. I'm not going to lie to you guys, and I do not blame you if you don't want to farm for this set. That's why I'm offering you a second best in slot set in this scenario. That's going to be a 2-piece speed, 2-piece speed. Give her as much speed as possible. As long as you're getting over 160 speed, hey buddy, you're pretty much good to go in my book. So these are the two sets that I would definitely focus on running and getting for her. Eagle being the better set if you can get better main and subsets for this set, but overall 2-piece speed also works here fine too. In terms of the planar set for her support set, I would honestly recommend Lushaka. The reason I recommend this, gives you extra energy regen, which gives you access to a quicker ult, and if you're running Eagle, this will give you technically more action advances, and then on top of this, you're giving an attack bonus to the first person in the team, which will be probably your Hysilens or whoever your main Dot dealer is, or the person doing the most Dot damage. That's all that I have to mention in terms of a support Kafka build. And I will say the stats are pretty linear across both the builds. Definitely wait for when we talk about the recommended stats here in a second, because they do transfer across both. Now let's go ahead and talk about her DPS build. And her best in slot here is going to be the 4-piece Prisoner of the Deep Confinement, because this will be giving her defense shred whenever multiple dots are on the enemy, and it'll also be giving her attack bonus as well. There is just no way you can go wrong with this set. Also, Ash Blaze with the Grand Duke can work here as well. Gives her a huge attack bonus for doing follow-up attack. In terms of those planar sets, Revelry by the Sea is going to be her best in slot set, because this will be increasing her attack, and if her attack is over 2400 or 3600, you'll be increasing the Dot damage she's able to do by 12 or 24%. You definitely want to be getting a lot more attack for this set here. Glamith is another option you can definitely run here. But now let's go ahead and talk about her recommended stat, because honestly it's pretty linear unless you're talking about the attack percentage. The attack percentage can fluctuate if you're running Revelry to if you're not, because you need a lot more attack. So hopping into those main stats first, guys, on the boots is going to be speed, on the body is going to be effect hit rate or attack percentage, on the rope is going to be ERR or attack percentage, and on the orb is going to be lightning damage or attack percentage. And the reason why I have effect hit rate or attack percentage, ERR or attack percentage, and lightning damage or attack percentage, because this is going to fluctuate depending on if you have Revelry by the Sea equipped on her or not, because you do want to be reaching that 3600 attack threshold. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and talk about our substats and the stats you want to be hitting. Effect hit rate, speed, and attack percentage. Effect hit rate needs to be at least 75%, speed needs to be at least 160, and attack needs to be at least 2700. Obviously, you need this up even more if you do want to hit that 3600 marker for the Revelry by the Sea set. And the reason you're getting that 75% effect hit rate is literally because it gives her 100% free attack bonus by getting this. So you're literally getting 25% attack for completely free here, guys. So these are the stats I recommend. I don't really recommend anything else here. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. But guys, if you've watched to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. That's going to do it for the build. That's going to do it for our teams. That's going to do it for everything like that. Let's go ahead now and talk about how she actually works, because she has changed quite a bit in the way that you play her and the ways that she works. So this does ultimately change how she works in Dot teams as well. Starting off with her skill move first. Instead of it just doing a reproc on one enemy, it actually does a reproc on a blast radius of enemies, meaning it hits the one main enemy and then also adjacent enemies as well. They all take Dot from that now. Really pog there. Also, her ultimate move hasn't really changed too much. It just does the ultimate. She hits every enemy on the field and then she reprocs dots. A-okay, amazing by me. But one thing that has changed is her ultimate will be giving her one additional charge back for her talent move, which is her follow-up ability, which has up to 2 charges now. And this follow-up move will be acting like how the skill used to act, whereas it'll hit one enemy and reproc it on that one enemy. So now, technically in her kit, she has 1, 2, 3, 4 reprocs of different sources in her kit because 2 follow-ups, 1 skill, 1 ult, all different types of reprocs on the enemy. And then one of her biggest changes, guys, is actually to her A2 trace. This actually allows any other person on the team, if their effect hit rate is 75%, they get a free 100% attack buff. No questions asked, you just get it for free. She is acting as a pseudo buffer in this position. I absolutely love this because you have characters like, let's say, Black Swan, right? Or even Hysilens that give themselves a lot of damage percentage. This complements that extremely well because this is going to be also converting their effect hit right now into 2 stats versus just 1 stat. So like I said, a lot has actually changed with her kit, but this also means you need to change her playstyle up as well. Really now, guys, I wouldn't even be focusing as much on Kafka's damage as I would be focusing on getting her back in the action order and acting as quickly and as effectively as possible, right? As you saw earlier in the build section, the recommended stats, I recommended ERR for the rope. And the reason I recommend that is because you do want to be getting your ultimate back up as fast as possible. You want to be reprocking dots as fast as possible, but that is only if you're running around a triple dot team. If you're not running around a triple dot team, maybe you would run attack percent here to make her more DPS-like, but really, her main goal now, with how her reprocs work, how many people she can actually reproc dots on, and how consistently she can do it, it is really much more important now that you're making her as fast as possible and reprocking those dots as fast as possible. But that's really all that there is to doing here, guys. Literally, make her fast, make her strong, make her reproc dot, and if you can squeeze a little bit of extra damage juice out of her, then do that if you can. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. This is the new, improved, updated build for Miss Kafka. Tell me if you enjoyed my video today. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you loving DOT? Are you hating DOT? Or you hate watching this video because you hate Kafka? Or do you love Kafka like me? Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one later. Bye.